Hey, ¿qué onda, guys? So today we're going to be talking about a boot company that a lot of people in the United States consider La Mera Crema. Now, this boot company in particular has a very rich history. It was made by an Italian shoemaker. He made his way over to San Antonio, Texas. The company has made, countless pairs of boots for U.S. presidents, country western stars, country western singers, and the list goes on and on. And this company is Lucchese Boot Company. Now, this is their Cayman tail, and I believe it's called a barrel brown. It's a square toe boot, and it's Cayman tail. And the interesting thing about this boot is it is what we call in Spanish a pedacera, which means it's made out of a bunch of different pieces, right? So you have the top of the vamp here is one piece. You can see the stitching along the side. You have another piece of Cayman right here, and then if you look closely, you can see that overlay Cayman in the back. Now, why do they do this? So Cayman tail, is only so wide. So you can't get one solid boot out of a Cayman tail unless you got like really small feet. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know. I don't make boots, but every time I've gone to a boot company and they have, skins laying around to choose from, the Cayman tail is a very narrow piece of hide. So for that reason, you have to make a boot like this, especially if it's going to be something like Cayman tail. Does it affect the quality of boot? I don't believe so. A lot of people are worried that a boot like this que se va a chingar and it's going to happen because they snag it on something. I don't believe that's going to be the case. The stitching on this thing is very nice, very tight stitching. You don't have a lot going on when it comes in ways of being able to hang yourself up on something, with this boot. Now, I wouldn't be going in the barn and doing a bunch of work in these boots. I mean, you could if you wanted to. You got a leather heel stack, you got a leather sole, steel shank, and the boot is very well constructed. You do have a leather lining inside of there, and you do have a leather insole. So the boots are solid boots, and it's nothing surprising to me, and it's nothing that I would say is out of the ordinary for a company like Lucchese. I come to expect, these dudes to make a good quality pair of boots. Now, I would consider this maybe like their entry level boots. They're like in the $600 to $700 range. Lucchese's do go up all the way to 15 to, I mean, several thousands of dollars, man. I mean, these guys have custom tool work that they do, new releases, series. I mean, there's a bunch of different things, man. Limited editions, and the list goes on and on. But again, this boot company is the luxury boot line in the Western boot world here in the United States. With that being said, they do make boots here in the United States, and they do make boots in Mexico. So I feel like the boots made in Mexico are sized just a bit smaller than their sizes here in the United States. I tried on a 13D here the other day in the Lucchese store here in Mercedes, Texas, and the 13Ds that were the Mexican 13Ds fit a lot tighter. For some odd reason, that's just the way they fit. So anytime I'm going to buy a pair of Lucchese's, I'm going to walk into a store and I'm going to try those guys on because they are such an expensive piece of footwear. I don't want to have to be returning them and, dealing with the guessing game. So if you're looking at a pair of Lucchese's, walk into your local Western wear store, 9 times out of 10, these guys have Lucchese's on the shelf because they're such a big name and, they sell themselves. Now, the quality behind the boot, we've already spoke about that. It's great quality. The maintenance behind a boot like this. Now, if you're buying a pair of Lucchese's, you're going to be spending $500 or more, right? So the last thing you want to do is, stick these things in the back of your closet, forget about them. And what tends to happen with reptile skin like this, it starts to curl up. Now, one thing I would recommend is for you to put a cedar shoe tree in there, or if you don't have that, just ball up some paper and stuff that in there, and that'll kind of keep this from sinking down. But the other thing it'll do is keep this from curling up. There are a lot of good conditioners out there. I've talked about Reptan in the past, and that's a great conditioner to put on your boots. Let's say you don't have that, you can just throw some Big 4 on there or some Big Exotic. But you definitely want to keep your Caymans conditioned. So rule of thumb is, I like to spray some conditioner that I have in my closet on my boots every time I wear them. So after every use, I take them in there, brush them off, and then spray some conditioner on there, slip the shoe trees on there, and put them on the shelf. Why? Is, well, the last thing you want, like I said, is que tengas un par de botas and se cachuquean, and you're out there walking around with the boot that's all jacked up, and it could have been prevented. So with that being said, guys, would I recommend Lucchese's? 110%. If that's in your budget, you like them, I say go for it. You have nothing to lose when it comes down to a pair of Lucchese's. Customer service is good. Now, a company like this does offer resoling services. They have that on their website. If you go, there's a tab for that. So you can always get these resold if you don't have a local cobbler. That's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Great pair of boots. I really like them. There's not really much to say about Lucchese. I mean, they speak for themselves. So if you're looking at a pair of Lucchese's, I would say go for it. Until next time, nos lo echamos.